everyone, I'm Ellie, founder of Code of the Future, and in today's video I'm going to continue with the Selenium tutorial series in Python by showing you explicit and implicit weights in Selenium. So as usual, I'm going to put my glasses on and I'll move you onto the screen. Okay, cool. So we have created a Python file called explicit and implicit weights, and essentially I'm going to follow on from what I said in my previous video and the stuff I did in that to explain how implicit weights works. So if you remember from my previous video, I essentially created a kind of filling in form bot through Selenium. So what we did was we went to Instagram, we found the sign up page, and we essentially just filled in a form. Now you'll notice here I have this time.sleep. And the reason I had this time.sleep was because this web browser would open, we'd have Instagram web browser would open, and then we'd have to accept the cookies, which is what we did here. So we'd have to accept the cookies, and then when I wanted to start filling out forms, these elements weren't actually available on the screen because this accept the cookies was. So I'll show you what happens if I just omit this time.sleep here and I run this filling in forms. So we'll run it. Now we'll open up Instagram where the kind of sign up section is, and we accept all, and notice that it doesn't start writing out the filling in the forms that I assigned it. Now the reason for that is, it says here, is that there was no such element, so it was unable to locate this specific element. So essentially what's happened is this accept these cookies has come up on the screen, it's blocked any other elements that we want to see, and so, you know, obviously Selenium can't find these elements. So that's what the time.sleep here did. It essentially waited 5 seconds after it had accepted the terms and conditions to find these elements. So the way that, you know, we can do this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically copy everything we did in the previous video. So we'll just copy all the code. Okay, so we're importing the relevant modules, we have our, you know, WebDriver, everything all set up. We have this specific website we're visiting. So, you know, we need to accept the cookies, which is what we do here. Now what we can do is we can do an implicit weight. Now I'm going to refer to this here. Now this is the Selenium kind of read the docs section. So if you ever get stuck with Selenium, this is the perfect place to go because it explains a lot of the stuff that, you know, is involved in Selenium. So on this, you know, section 5 weights, we have explicit weights, and then we also have down here implicit weights. So we can do this here that says driver.implicitly wait 10 seconds. So I'll just kind of copy this here. So we could do an implicit wait, and we could copy this and we could say, okay, let's implicitly wait for 10 seconds. So waits for 10 seconds. And this is essentially the same as what we were doing previously with the time.sleep. It's essentially the same thing. It's saying, okay, let's pause for 10 seconds. So that's how we implicitly wait. Now that's all well and good, but let's say, you know, it takes longer than 10 seconds for a specific element to appear on the page before we're doing something. So implicit waits are great. It's a way of, you know, we could set this to a minute if you have all the time in the world for that, you know, to load. But what I'm going to show you is what is known as an explicit wait. And this is the document up here. This is what we kind of need to do. It's this chunk of text here. Okay. So I'm going to copy this and we'll try and explain what's going on. So we'll copy this section. So, okay, we have a few things that are a little bit lost here, what's going on, and the reason is we need to import the relevant modules. So we're just going to import all these 3 here, and I'll put them at the top along with the importing. Okay, and everything is kind of back to normal now. So what this is doing is it's saying, okay, right, let the element that we want to see. So let's say we are on Instagram and we want this to be the element here. So the cookies come up. Obviously we can't find that given element because the cookies are on the page. We are trying to deal with the cookies by accepting it, but it's not on the page at that given time. So what we can say is, okay, so let's have this element, say this one here, and it's saying, okay, WebDriver, let's wait for about 10 seconds, you know, or at least 10 seconds until we have the presence of this element, which is this element here. And the way that you define that it's that specific element is by these parameters here. So the example that they give us is it's by an ID, and that is the specific ID. So let's have a look at what this element is again. We'll inspect it. Let's have a look. Didn't work, we'll do it again. Inspect. Okay, so it says we don't have an ID, but we do have a name. Okay, let's do it by the name then. So we can change this to by name, capital letters, very important, and we'll put the name in here. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to wait at least 10 seconds until that is located on the screen, and you know, once that's done it will quit. You can change this to accept, and essentially that will do, what that will do is it will say try this, and if it doesn't work then we'll quit it. But we'll just do finally for now, just to show you how fast things do work. So we'll click run, hopefully it will accept the cookies, and then it will locate it, and it crosses off because it has finally located them. So that is essentially an implicit and explicit wait, and a little bit of an example. In the next video I'm going to be showing you a more in-depth example, so make sure you join me on that video. So that has been the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give this video a big thumbs up, and if you want to support the channel even further, then hit the subscribe button and the bell notification with it so you don't miss out on any future videos, and also check out the donation link in the description of this video. But for now, I will see you all in the next video.